I just wanted to remind everyone that this is our last week of crafts. I would like to thank you all for the past 8 weeks. I've enjoyed working with you and your children. I will be having another session starting the week of January 11th, and I will be sending out some information within the next week or two. I hope you all have a happy and safe holiday season. This week we will be making turkeys. From your art box, you will need your glue stick, your Elmer's glue, your scissors, your Sharpie, and a pencil. From your materials bag, you will need your pots, your sequins, your feathers, your googly eyes, your red felt, your wide strip of yellow construction paper, and then your thin strips of yellow, orange, green, red, and brown construction paper. First, we want to start with our scissors, our Sharpie, our pencil. One of our thin orange strips of paper, our googly eyes, and our glue. So you can either use your Sharpie or your pencil. And we're going to draw. Actually, we will fold the paper in half. And then I'm going to draw a circle, fairly good sized circle. And I'm going to cut it out. Remember, you can always make it smaller. So you're better off making it a little bit bigger to begin with. And then I'm going to glue my googly eyes onto my circles. Next, we're going to take our scissors, our wide strip of yellow paper, not one of the thin ones. This was separate. It's a wide yellow strip, your Sharpie, or your pencil. It's up to you which one you want to use. We're going to start by cutting our yellow paper in half. And we're going to use this half first, and I'm going to fold it in half. And what I'm going to make is my beak. And it's going to open and close, just like our peacocks did. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to start the beak from the folded end of the paper. And I'm going to, doesn't matter, it can be pointy to begin with, but we're gonna trim it and round them up. This is really big. I'm definitely gonna have to trim this down, but I just wanted to cut it out. And then I'm going to round my edges here. And at the end of the beak, I want to round the point down here as well. And I'm also going to round this edge too. I don't want to cut this. I want it to still be able to open. This might be a little bit wide and long, but I'm just going to fix this little bit, and then I'm going to leave it for now until it's time to match it up to my turkey. So that's my beak for now. And I'm going to next I'm going to take my yellow paper, going to fold that in half. This time I don't need the seam, but I'm going to draw a leg and some feet. And then I'm going to cut them out. You can go back and fix them if they're crooked later. This is just, they don't need to be very long, but long enough that you'll see them. And because it's cut, I have to trim that in half, just like that. So here I have my feet, legs and feet, and my beak. Next, we are going to take our beak and our pot, and we just want to make sure that our beak fits right in this area of our pot. So if it's too big, you might want to trim it down a bit. Next, we're going to take our scissors, our beak, our red felt, and use either our pencil or our Sharpie and our glue. And we're going to draw our gobbler. And how it's going to work is we want to cut it out, and then we're going to glue it onto the roof of his beak. We want it to stick out from the side. So let's draw it first. I'm going to use my Sharpie, and I'm just going to make it go out like that and then come down like that. I can always make it smaller if I have to. So now I'm going to cut it out, and then I'm going to glue it on so that it'll be sticking right out of his mouth. So now we have our eyes, our beaks with our gobblers glued to the inside top part of the beak, and our legs and feet. So now we're going to put these aside for a bit. Next, we're going to take our scissors, our sequins, our feathers, our Sharpie, our glue stick, our Elmer's glue, our paper feathers, our paper strips, which will be feathers, and our pot. And we're going to measure our feathers as to see how high we want them. And what you're going to do then is you're going to draw whatever shape you want. You can keep them square or you can make them pointed. And you're going to cut your feathers out, and you're going to decorate them with these feathers and your sequins. Now that I've decorated all of my feathers, I'm going to put them aside for a bit. Next, we're going to take our pot, our beak, our gobbler, our legs, and our eyes, and we're going to glue them on. So I'm going to glue my eyes on here, right on the rim there. And then I'm going to glue the gobbler right on that level there. And then I'm going to glue his legs. I'm going to put the glue on the front side, and I'm going to put them up under, and then I'm just going to kind of bend his legs up like this. And I'm going to glue right to the bend on both legs. So here is his face is glued on and his feet are glued on. So there are his eyes. This is how his beak is glued on. I glued the whole bottom half of the beak on. This is glued to the top of the beak. And I can pop it out. And then here are his legs. They're glued on the inside, and I bend them over out. Now that I have his eyes, beak, and feet glued on, I'm going to glue on his feathers. So I'm going to take my feathers and I'm going to glue them right up the back. And I'm going to glue them all around the back of his body. Here is my turkey with all of his feathers. Once your feathers dry, you can bend the tops back a bit. You can also add on more feathers and more sequins if you'd like.